What do you do in training when you've gone just a little too far? Pushed it a little too much.
This is going to be a joke on me, isn't it? Frickin' turd. Turd.
Oh yeah. Death-defying stunts.
Defying?
Oh wow.
Got my arm up too. Hola.
We're recording.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. We're recording.
We're recording.
So I brought a mule today. It's going to carry my water and my
Oh
fuel.
yes, I do have to do
And
that.
that's her purpose.
That's my purpose. I'm your entertainment.
Funny
I am
jokes.
your sugar. What is it? Eye candy?
Sugar cookie.
I'm in a.
So I've been behind on times. It's Thursday, and this is the first video I've recorded this week. I'm out with the venomous creature herself. My little pack mule is carrying my water and my fuel that we made this week. Banana sludge. We're going to try that out. But today we're doing 40-minute at Zone 3 on the little Arizona Loop Trail. So on Monday, I'll show you the graphic. I ran 10 miles around a soccer. Can I say pitch if I'm not English? A soccer field or pitch if you're fancy. Around in circles, doing zigzags. Tried to recover every step. That didn't work out. Oh, kid's teacher was sick. So they didn't have school. And I miss out so much on life because of my work schedule that the venomous creature pawned them off on me. So I had 2 venomous creatures to take care of as I went running for 10 miles. Anyways, that was that. And then Tuesday, I ran on the treadmill, which I figured you guys wouldn't want to watch. But I ran just steady uphill, kind of like David Roche. Got the idea from him. Yesterday, what did I do? Oh, easy 9 miles yesterday. This week will be 60 miles. Next week is a cut week. And all in all, feeling really, really good. But today, workout with the beach.
I'm not the venomous creature anymore. I really don't like that one.
Depends on the day. That or the battle axe. We just did the deed in a city park. That is a 40-mile tempo, 40-minute
Get
tempo.
your mind out of the gutter.
'Twas good. 'Twas good. I don't know my average paces for the things, but fast. She couldn't keep up. I think she's got mega quads. Oh, is she in there? Mega quads. But now it's time to eat. Eat, eat, eat.
Sushi soup.
So today is the day for the long run, and it's unfortunately not going to be scenic trail run. It's going to be flat, more like a road run. But it's what I have to do. 19 miles, so it's pretty far. And I don't have time to go on a 4.5-hour adventure on the trails and get super distracted. So I'm going to flip it around this week for sure, but maybe every other week, and have runs that are faster. We're not running this fast, but at a faster, more steady pace, sustained over time. Hopefully give another stimulus that I can adapt to. It will translate into stronger running economy come the trails. So it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be maybe a little boring. Probably just me running like this and talking to you like this. And that's what it's going to be. But that's what it's going to be. So come join me for 19 miles on the Tucson Loop Trail. So the prescription is 19 miles at 8:15 pace, minute per mile. And I've got this new banana, rice, honey, protein powder, baby food that I made myself. I'm gonna try some of that to fuel. We'll see. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Subjective side to training that we all deal with, that if you don't switch from that subjective to objective at times, can easily lead to your demise. Little update. We are 7.25 miles in, and we've been clipping off 7 20-minute miles. My heart rate well within zone 2. See if we can maintain it. Why not? Next week's a cut week. Today is the day. Yes. Welcome to the ice bath. Ended up finishing that run, 19 miles in 2 hours and 23 minutes. The first 4 miles, I tried to stick with my pace, and I think I even mentioned it in a, probably already heard it, but I wanted to keep it nice and relaxed, but at a faster pace. In the back of my brain, I was like, I'm just going to keep it in zone 2 and go how I feel. Well, zone 2 quickly turned into 7-minute 20-second pace, 7:30s. So for the, probably from mile 4 till mile 16 was all well under 8 minutes, and I felt really, really good, all in zone 2. So that's good. So the training is progressing the way that I like it to, and it was a really good stimulus because it offered me an opportunity which I haven't really done up to this point, of a sustained effort like that for a good duration of time. And I think it's a benefit. It also really helps me with my time management, because with my schedule with work, basically got done, had to rush back, take a shower, and then right to work. So I didn't get to eat right after my run, which is a bummer, but now we're doing all the recovery. Welcome to the Sunday Shakeout Run. 5.75 mile today would equal 60 for the week. And after yesterday's 19 miles, I think I'm just going to go pretty easy. Start off with 1.75 miles around a track. Nice, slow, controlled pace. See how I feel. If I feel good, go into the treadmill, set it at 10% grade, stay within zone 2, and then finish the last 2 miles out on the track. Nice and easy. And that would be 60. Get a little sweat on before work on a Sunday. Boo-hoo for me. Boo-hoo. Quick update. Mile 1 complete. And I think I'm going to forego the treadmill. I'm really stiff. Really, really stiff. So I stacked a really hard week, the last couple days, I guess, to a week, all knowing that next week is going to be recovery, nice and steady. But we are little over 3 miles in. And yeah, glad I'm not doing the treadmill today because I am feeling it. Hammies are tight. Hammies are tight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, 60 miles. You didn't get to see much of the running. It was a week of remarkably boring, I guess you'd say, runs. What do you do in training when you've gone just a little too far? Pushed it a little too much. What does your physical body do and say? What does your mind do and say? Do they align? And what do you do about it? That's what we're going to cover, because that's the reality I'm living right now. And so today is Tuesday. On Saturday, I ran my long run. And you guys just got done watching that, maybe, hopefully. And I felt absolutely incredible. I ran really fast. Last week, I ran the highest mileage I've run in probably a year, and that's last year. That mileage broke me. I got injured in my foot. But this year, it felt great. So I had a lot going for me on the mental side. My ego was flying high. And due to that ego, today, I walked for a half mile in a 5.5 mile run, and I was running at zone 1, so the pace was actually like 9:30, which was slower than typical even for that heart rate rather, and the effort felt hard. So objectively, along with some other things we're going to add in, my body is not responding to the training. So what happened? What's happening in here, in my brain hole? And I think this is something that, especially for the non-elite, non-seasoned runners, that we're going to deal with a ton. The elite runners probably have already been through this. They have a ton of support in coaching staffs, physio, all these people who are watching these metrics and controlling all of the different variables to include life stressors that we don't have the affordability and the luxury of as a hobby type runner. So we're going to get into this. And I got a degree in psychology. So Mom, I'm using my college education here. Check it out. So we're going to just lay the groundwork right now on the ego, what the ego is. And my kind of working definition of the ego is it's a fear-based mental construct. So it's something that we subconsciously create over time that is a defense mechanism, but it's the defense for your emotions. So we pass blame and guilt to other things so that we don't have to carry those burdens, right? It causes us to judge. It causes us to falsely attribute things. And it blurs our sense of reality. How does that affect running? The running was effortless. It was fun. It was incredible. What that caused me to do was, even in the video, when I started my run, I said I'm going to keep it controlled. I just want to set a steady pace for 19 miles and give my body that stimulus. varies and differs from when I run on the trails, where it's a much slower pace, a lot of vertical. There's some hiking involved. I get distracted. I see a flower. I videotape it. I do all sorts of stuff. So not a continuous 2+ hour just grind, which is what I wanted. Since I felt so good, 8:30s to 8:15s felt incredibly easy for the first 2 or 3 miles. I stopped paying attention to pace and I just went on feel. And so the next time I looked at my watch, it was like 7:20. Looked at my heart rate. I was well within range. So I said, hey, I feel great. I'm going to push it. So I pushed it and I pushed it and I pushed it. And while the end of the run felt difficult, as it should for the end of a long run, I do believe that it was probably just a little too much. But it's not just one thing that could cause it. My work schedule changed. So I went from working 8-hour shifts to 12-hour shifts. My sleep schedule changed. Has definitely affected my sleep. The following day, my HRV was really, really low. When everything kind of starts compiling, I look back over the last week or two and I look for trends. And since that day on Saturday, the trend has been going down. My perceived effort has gone way high, based off of just metrics of pace and heart rate. I feel flat. I feel just bleh. Complete opposite of what I felt last week. So this is me thinking objectively. Today on my run, I was not thinking this way. And this is kind of the instigator of this little clip, was I kept on arguing. My ego was negating all of the factors that I was feeling. I was like, no, you just need to keep pushing. You'll get through this, blah, 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 blah. I had the wherewithal to be like, wait a second. I feel a certain way for a certain reason. And it may be multiple reasons. But my life stressors are up. My volume was up. My intensity was up. My vertical gain was up. My sleep is down. My HRV is down. My mood is down. My energy levels are down. Those things are intimately connected and have huge ramifications moving forward. I know it wasn't my college coach that coined the term, but it was definitely probably the first time I heard it when he said I'd much rather be 10% undertrained than 1% overtrained. In races, we want to push our bodies to the absolute limit and the edge, if not just over the edge, to get as much out of our bodies as absolutely possible, outside of the realm and scope of what is deemed to be healthy. In training, we're still pushing the edge, but if we step over that edge, we start facing injuries, overtraining, and it goes down to like a neurological level. And to a certain extent, I think that's what I'm feeling now, is that neurological stress and strain that I haven't been able to fully, but it comes as a shock and definitely a blow to my ego with how I feel. From feeling on top of the world last week to this week, trudging through a 5-mile run at a very slow pace that was not easy. Full intentions to be easy, full intentions to feel better after I got done with the run than when I began the run. And I don't think I can say that that's actually happened. So how do we mediate that? How am I going to mediate that? It is December 16th. My goal race is May 6th or 7th. If I take a step back and look at it objectively. Yesterday I took the day off. I was supposed to run yesterday, but I felt bad enough where I was like, I'm going to take a rest day. And I changed my goal for this week to, I'm going to get as much running and cross training as I can in with how my body feels in response. So the goal was 45 miles this week. If I hit 45, if I start feeling better tomorrow, I can still do that. And I still believe that if I'm listening to my body, if I'm looking at those metrics that are just data points, if they're trending in the right direction, like 45 miles is still doable within this week. If I hit 25 miles this week, or 20 miles this week, or 30, I don't really care. What I want is next Monday to be back at a baseline where I can start training again and start putting in those efforts that are going to lead me to the performance that I want in May. Again, stepping back, I'm in better shape now, just based off of data, in December than I was in April leading up to that race. I was overtrained in April. I was injured in April. And I was still able to complete the race. So does a day off in December do better tenfold in May than a day of just stubborn, this is what the Excel spreadsheet says, so this is what I'm going to do? I think it does. So if I take this week off, I think I'm going to only compound my abilities in the next coming months, as opposed to pushing through and not listening to the body, my body, and the signs that are so blatantly present. And that is the plan. So I'm going to cross train. I'm still going to run, but I'm going to focus my efforts to recovery and really truly listening to what my body is putting out there. Like, how am I sleeping? How am I responding? And if on Monday, next week, 6 days from now, if I still feel like crap, 2 weeks of recovery in December will do me way more than pushing through in May. So that is where I'm at right now. This is not doom and gloom. This is just, if you're riding that edge, it's really easy to step over. And when you're feeling really, really good, it's really, really easy to step over that line. But you always have to check back in with yourself. You always have to check your ego. Good news from the running front. I really don't think I was overtrained. I was on the way to overtraining, and my corrective actions led to me feeling much better now. So it is a recovery week. I am going to continue the recovery theme. But with that, I still want to get turnover in the legs. I still don't want to lose what I've built. So today I'm going to do a 4x800 with plenty of rest. Not crazy fast, just a comfortable fast. It'll be no more than I think it's 5.6 miles total for the day. So it'll be light on the volume, fast in the pace, and I'm going to try to film as much as I can, because this week has been a lack of the run. Let's do it. What do you do in training when you've gone just a little too far, pushed it a little too much?